guys? Welcome back to the channel. I promised you guys a couple weeks ago that I would be doing a Q&A video, so here we are. You guys already know. I got about 12 questions, or at least 12 people down here on my little notebook. So we're gonna go ahead and run through all of them. Got some good questions. I think some will help some of you guys clear the air and some stuff, and then I guess some plans, moving forward and what the deal is for the future. If you guys have not checked out the recent GTR build video, I definitely recommend you guys check it out, man. It went really well. The roof is installed. It looks absolutely beautiful. Man, it's just crazy to just think of how far we've come, and especially in a short amount of time. I mean, in the past month, we've installed the quarter panels fully, roof fully. First question, Nicholas Marlowe 4359 asked, where are the shop cats? Don't worry guys, I appreciate all the concern on the old cats back from Texas. Everyone is nice, safe, and sound. We brought them all back up here to New York. They're back home chilling, have a nice lavish lifestyle, staying super clean, you know, shitting in a litter box, not in the woods. Bob Davis, 2807, what's your favorite book, and do you think rotary engines are junk? Favorite book, honestly, brother, I'll be straight up honest with you, man. I do not read nearly as much as I would like to. I guess I just have a really hard time sitting down and not working at the moment. You know, that's I'm just in such a grind mode and have been for so long. Until I'm in a comfortable spot, it's very difficult for me to just, you know, be like, all right, let me just chill and read a book. You know, although it'd probably be a good idea. Let me flip the question on you guys. What do you guys recommend for a book? What's your recommendations? I know Think and Grow Rich is a great one. There's a couple others that I'm not thinking of at the top of my head. As far as the rotary question goes, I have zero experience with rotaries, man. I feel like it's kind of with any engine, you can make them reliable or not, although I kind of feel like rotaries maybe have a little bit more of a stigma for being a little less reliable, but what do I know, right? I've never built one. I would love to get into an RX-7 one day. Twin Turbo 1989. How do you feel he said this is more of a personal question. We're not gonna get deep, just quick. How do you feel personally? I know the struggles of what you're trying to do, and I know that it can overpower your mental stability. Hope you're okay, man. Good luck with the business all the way from Bulgaria. So that's awesome. Shout out to you, Twin Turbo 1989 from Bulgaria. That is awesome. How do I feel personally, man? Man, I'll be honest, I've had my ups and downs. You guys know I was in a really rough state. The whole business partnership back in the day, man, just really ate away at me, and there was just so much stress over my shoulder, and I don't know, man, I just was uncomfortable with it. So that really took a toll. Slowly and there's been other things that have happened that kind of also, you know, maybe slowed down my mental stability a little bit, made it a little bit rockier. All in all, I think the main thing is, you know, look, I'm still I gotta think of it in the big picture, man. I'm still so blessed. Look, I mean, I have a GTR, a Z32, and an S13, and I have a beautiful shop, you know, so all in all, I'm doing pretty good. I can't be selfish and say that, you know, obviously things aren't going the way I want them to at the moment, but we're on the uprise, man. I tell you what, we're grinding like Tony Hawk in '98, baby. I tell you what, it's been a hustle. So just keeping busy with customer stuff and things like that, but been better. But like I said, man, life is a journey. It's all about growth, and you know, every day's a lesson. So some Chan, I don't know if that's offensive. Where's your girlfriend at? And where are you moving to next? Oh, okay, elephant in the room, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have already noticed by now, but I am no longer with my ex-girlfriend, Morgan. I don't really have to talk about the personal stuff on the channel, but so many people have been asking, and it's time to just clear the air. She moved back to Idaho, and I then have moved back here. So that's that. Where am I moving to next? Now that's still kind of up in the air at the moment. I'm thinking back to Texas, just because I genuinely enjoyed Texas. A lot of people think Texas was the place where Kalvin was depressed, upset, not posting any content, and that was literally all due to my business partnership, guys. So if you guys don't know, I had a business partnership that I then went down to Texas, opened up a shop, and ran under Malli Motorworks, which is still currently a thing. That's what I'm operating under now, is Malli Motorworks, but just solo, it's just me. That's the reason why Texas, I said, was just, I needed to get out, you know. Honestly, and all in all, if now that I'm took a step back and away from the whole situation, I see Texas was a great spot, man. I had so much business in Texas, I was turning people down left and right. Every week I had to say people either no, I just don't have room, or I'm not interested in this and that. So yeah, Texas was a good spot. I really do think it'll be good. Now, obviously things can change. Anything can happen, but I mean, we're running out of time now. It's gonna be end of July. I'm gonna have to be moving, because that's when this lease is up here at the shop. So if you guys have any suggestions, I know a lot of people have reached out to me saying, hey, come move here, but most of their reasoning has been because they want me to work on their car. So You know what I mean? I'm not going to move just because someone wants to. You guys get what I'm saying. So I think generally for business, and I know Florida, yes, Florida's great and all, but it's just so flat, it's so straight. Texas, at least, there's hill country. It's very hilly. I wouldn't say mountainous, but the roads are nice. There's nice areas. Whereas Texas or Florida, I feel like is just more so straight and kind of chill and just not really. There's like, I think the highest elevation point in Florida is like 16 feet, something crazy. Angry Olive. I'd be angry too if I was an olive, bro. No, I'm just playing. Olives are pretty chill. Is the GTR going to be painted the OEM color, and what's the car's history? Now that's kind of where I'm torn, right? Because I'm putting all this time and effort into this thing, and part of me is like, maybe I should just kind of make it a little bit more unique and make it mine, you know, make it a little bit different than every other white GTR out there. So that's playing in my head. I'm like, part of me is thinking, do we just change it up a little bit? Like maybe just add a little tint or a hue or some pearl or something. I don't know, but part of me just also just loves that clean 326 white, man. What's the car's history? I think that's gonna be a good video. That's gonna be a video on its own. We'll have to go through that. How many owners, the inspection sheets and stuff like that. Its life, where, you know, all that stuff. So I think that'd be a pretty cool video. You know, I think it makes for some interesting content just to kind of see like the history and where this car was, what happened, how many owners, and I really would like to do some digging on it, see if I can find any pictures of it like drifting in Japan or something crazy, because the all-wheel drive doesn't work. It had a roll cage. The turbos were blown up. The spare tire was completely bald. The little donut, the space saver, completely bald. So someone was drifting on those. So you know what I mean? Like it was a drift car. But now look at her. Look at her. The nice thing is it was completely straight. Like it was accident-free. I was able to confirm that. So at least that's a positive. That's definitely a positive. You know, that would have sucked had it been crashed and smashed, but it's been beautifully straight, man. Everything is came off, and everything is just so good. So, David Warden, 6011. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a heavy question, bro. Honestly, short and sweet, right? So, honestly, at this point, I want to have a nice established shop. I would like to have 12 to 15 employees would be my goal. Really good guys, just really high quality guys, people that love their craft, that want to learn and love getting better and doing great work. That's kind of the most important thing in this business, man. You gotta find people that care about what they do and want to get better. So that's my goal. Have a nice, beautiful shop somewhere either in Texas, maybe like I said, location can change, but in a nice warm climate area for a majority of the year, and someplace where I can see myself being happy as well. Like I said, someplace warm is the goal. So nice shop, employees, you know, hopefully maybe even considering starting a family by then. That'd be incredible. And but yeah, man, mostly the main concern, the main focus is going to be the business, and just have that be something I can you know, and just retire almost, you know, and just have the shop. I'll obviously be in the shop, be involved in all that, but I definitely do not want to be hustling and grinding and restoring cars my entire life, you know, all day every day. I feel like I've kind of worked myself out a little bit. But I'm just grinding to get to a certain point so where I can be able to be in that position. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy. Like, if it was easy, everyone would be doing this, right? So, yeah, that's kind of a short and sweet, simple answer for you, though. Big plans. I got big plans, boys. Big plans. Just restoring skylines, man. Like, that's the goal, right? Did you keep the shop cats? He also asked. Yes, of course, we answered that. They're all doing great. Morm, 1175. If you sell the Z, how much? Ooh, I probably wouldn't even consider anything less than 30K at this point. With the market how it is, bro, and like the fact that 2JZ GTEs alone are like almost touching 10 grand. Woo! Nah, you ain't touching, I ain't getting, nah, nothing less than 30 for that. Joseph Monaro Abraham, 6580 asks, so the amount of work, dedication, literal blood, sweat, and tears of what you have built doesn't go unnoticed. Would you ever showcase it at SEMA? Unfortunately, I feel like SEMA has kind of become like, bro, it just is rough, man. Like, there's so many cars there, and I'm not talking shit about anybody in specific, but you see these videos, bro, and I don't know who they belong to or anything, but like, some of the stuff just shouldn't be there, you know? Like, it's just crazy. A lot of stuff is just hidden behind powder coat and all this glitz and glamour stuff that kind of takes your eye apart from all the way, all the details and stuff like that. So maybe like a Toyo Tread Pass, like that's kind of where all the nice, like really nicer, like the nicer stuff is. But again, that's not the goal. Like I never once considered like I'm building this to take it to SEMA. That's not, I could care less, to be quite honest with you. As far as saying it going unnoticed, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really building this for anybody else besides me. I'm just posting it for you guys to share my journey and to share my experience. and to share my build. That's really all. I'm not really doing this for like clout or like anything like that. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully once it's done, it acts as like a marketing tool for my business and things like that for customers to check out and be like, wow, he did that, you know, like he can do this to my car as well, or fix this rust spot on my car, restore my underside of my car, you know, like, you guys get what I'm saying, right? So it's not a SEMA car, man. It's going to be built to enjoy it, drive it, beat the hell out of it, you know, get rock chips in the bumper and stuff like that. You know, we can always repaint that stuff. It's not a big deal. So yeah, it's just going to be a great car. It's going to be built, it's going to be used for what it was intended for in the first place. Homebrew Subaru. We got a couple questions left, guys. We're almost home stretch. When's your S13 coming out to play? She's over here. She's dusty. She's been out of commish for about, well, let's see, the inspection sticker is 2018, so that's about 6. We're coming up on 6 years now, which is absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, no plans for it right now, guys. I thought about possibly putting it up for sale and selling it. I know it's gonna upset so many of you guys, but part of me is like, do we just move on, right? Like, I don't know what to do with it. But who knows, man? Like, once the GTR is done, maybe I'll be in a spot to do the S13, but I just don't really know what to do with it. It'd be great. Like, I've always, in my head, as a young kid, I've always seen like the holy Nissan Trinity. That sounds so lame. They're literally 90s junky Nissan cars, right? Scooby 59, would you consider restoring different cars like a Triumph GT6 from the 70s? Of course. It wouldn't be my main focus, but like, look, if your money's green, right? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Dej Weeds, how did you learn everything you know about cars, and what do you recommend for a 19-year-old with no big time money or equipment? I'll tell you what, Dej Weeds, I was once a 19-year-old with no big time money or equipment, and look, bro, like I never had any crazy tools. Like I was at 19, I was working out of my parents' garage with just hand tools and a single bay unit, you know, like you don't need anything like that. You don't need a crazy shop like this. The way I learned is just by doing, man. Like I unfortunately came into a situation where my first ever S13, which never even was featured on the channel, got wrecked, and then I ended up pulling the motor on that thing. And then once I pulled the motor, that kind of like sparked everything, and then I ended up buying a brand new shell, which actually turned out to be this car, which is actually, a long story short, glad that the first one got totaled, because I would never have found this one, and this is the one that we really wanted. But yeah, man, like I just learned by doing. I learned by messing up, failing, making mistakes, making messes, and that's kind of how I learned. Like, nobody taught me anything, actually. To be quite honest, nobody really taught, no individual person was like, hey, this is how you do this. But yeah, like for me personally, I only had one ever job like in the automotive field, and that was like building mini trucks, which is super left field for what I do. But on air ride, 24s, you know, on blades, like it was a moment, bro. That was a time to be alive right there. But yeah, so that's kind of the only automotive thing that I ever had experience with. And that's kind of like where I first learned how to weld and stuff like that. So yeah, man, you know, you just kind of just dip your toes in, bro. Just dip the toes in, and then from that point, I had a bare shell, and then I had an RB20 sitting here, you know, and the S13 over here. So I was like, well, I got to find a way to make this work. So you just kind of you just learn by, you have to do it, so you just learn that way, right? Yeah. If you're forced with a obstacle that you have to overcome, you're gonna find a way. Like, no matter what it is, you're always gonna find a way to do it, if it has to be done. Dan Vandenberg, 6406, last question. Engine plans for the RB26, or I guess for the GTR. We're gonna stay RB26. I actually have the block already all prepped up. It had the torque plate on there. We honed it out, I think, for 1/2 mil oversized pistons, so 86.5. I have some CP pistons going in it, already have rods. I've got everything for the block besides the bearing. So that's great, love that. And then as far as the head's gonna see a lot of work, because first off, I had to go oversized valves because, well, long story short, the head was chewed up a little bit, so the seats and everything like that were pretty beat up, so we had to clean things up. Speak of that, that's actually what has to still be done. So it has to go get sent out, clearance for the plus one millimeter oversized valves for the intake and exhaust. And then we're also gonna toss some big, meaty 280-degree cams in there. Just let it rock, baby. I really wanna rev it out to like 85, 9 grand would be crazy. But we'll see, obviously. You know, at that point, I feel like RPM gets expensive. But we're gonna do what we can, man. Hopefully we can get some support with some companies and stuff like that. We're gonna rock, actually we got Pulsar on board already. They sent out a G35 1050 as per recommendation from Andrew from Motive. It's not a Garrett. Garrett actually has never ever replied to any of my emails, so we went with Pulsar, and they were very quick to respond and support. So shout out to Pulsar. Apart from that, that's just the general meat and bones. If you guys have any more questions down below for anything else that I talked about, or you have more questions that are unrelated to whatever the hell I just talked about, drop them down below, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Just a quick video to toss in the middle of the week. Hope you guys are having a great week, by the way. And I've been hustling, I've been grinding. Just we're out here, boys. You know, just grinding, hustling. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your night. Later, guys. Peace.